welcome. Another edition of After the Whistle. It's Wednesday, it's cold, it's icy outside. I almost fell a couple times. And we are here talking, we got a lot to talk about, but Todd's back. And yeah, all that good stuff.
Like always.
Yeah, so we're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about the championship weekend. There's a lot went on, and a lot is still going on. So first we're going to talk about the Patriots and the Chiefs, and one of the most wild games I've ever watched in my life. The Patriots came out, marched right down the field, the first possession of the game, marched it right down the field and scored. Then once again, their second possession, they had another chance to go up 14-0, and Brady threw that interception at the 1 yard line, and we were just like, oh, yeah. Brady doing what Brady does, but they played well. They played well. Yeah,
Brady had a bonehead play. I was hoping he didn't, but they recovered from it. That's probably the only play I missed in the game because I went to go pick up some food with Giovanni. These guys like, hey, you see the game? You see it? I go, nah, bro, I was on the road. But it was honestly a great game to watch. You know what I mean? Chiefs lost. They lost a good game. And it's on the Super Bowl for us. You know?
The Chiefs, they got nobody to blame but themselves. They started off slow. They came out. They were doing the first half was I don't even think I saw them on the field in the first half because they did nothing in the first half. Their first couple possessions, they was just in and out, nothing happening. They shut down all their big play guys in the first half, and you know. They were lucky to only be down 14-0 at the half. And the Patriots, they could have been up a lot more, but the little mistakes were.
Yeah, I was like, you know, Chiefs high-powered offense. It's surprising that they didn't do anything in the first half, really. And if they did a little something in the first half, they probably would have came out with the win, just because how the game turned out.
Yeah.
With overtime, if they did something in the first half, you probably would have won by 3 or 7.
Yeah, definitely. And the most exciting, the second half was just the fourth quarter, I should say. The fourth quarter, that was one of the most wild fourth quarters I've ever seen. Especially the last 5 minutes, it was just back and forth. Nobody could stop anybody.
Brady was on his game. Like a lot of people were saying he was managing the game. I mean, you can when you have a running back like Sony Michel who's killing. But he came to play. You know, crunch time, you're going to give Brady the ball, and he's going to produce.
There were some plays in there that, you know, some plays that could have went either first Edelman with that playing around, almost having the ball touch him. And I looked at it like 8 times. I was like, okay, that didn't touch him. I had my glasses on, too. So I saw it.
Yeah, honestly, with this review stuff, they make the game way longer than it has to be. Yeah. And I get it. You have to review important plays, crucial plays, or crucial penalties in the game, or crucial plays in general. But, they review too many things. The refs act like every time they're unsure about something, they have to review it rather than just consult with each other and get the play right.
I know there's 3 or 4 of y'all on the field. Y'all can't get together and get that right. And right after that, they threw a Edelman. The ball goes through his hand, it gets intercepted. So it kind of just balanced out. But the Chiefs had too many opportunities to take advantage and extend their lead. They had Tyreek Hill, 1 catch the entire game. They shut him down. Travis Kelce, he had 3 catches of 23 yards. So the only person the people that were doing damage were Sammy Watkins and Williams. Those were the 2 guys that the Patriots had problems with.
And surprisingly, because they were home. How don't you show up at home?
Yeah.
And they were more worried about the Pats being able to win on the road. You should have been worried about the Chiefs playing like the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they weren't ready. They weren't ready for this moment. The Pats were groomed and conditioned for this moment, and it just showed in crunch time.
Yeah, and in overtime, too, they had way too many chances. The Chiefs had way too many chances in overtime, especially on they were 3 third and longs that they just couldn't get a stop. The one time they got a stop, the guy was lined up off sides.
And you had Tony Romo playing like the Swami. You know what I mean? Miss Cleo, just predicting everything going on. And that's the first time, I didn't really know how good Romo was as a QB because we don't really care for the Cowboys that much. Yeah. But he's very knowledgeable. I'll tell you that. His IQ is definitely up there. He just could never win the big one.
No. When you're a quarterback, so not all quarterbacks are that, but
he
definitely knows his stuff.
Yeah, he's brighter than a lot of Americans. A lot of people in America thought.
Yeah, but the Chiefs, they definitely, I mean, D Ford, he got to be kicking himself in the foot because, you know, he's lined up off sides. They get the pick. You know, they could just go down, kick the field goal, and the game will be over. But, I mean, you have to have the awareness to be on sides, especially when you're a D end. All you have to do is look at the ref and point and ask the ref. You look at the ref, you point, you're like, am I good? And the ref will tell you. He was just blatantly.
They're not used to that moment. They're not used to the moment. When you're used to that, you think about the other things like talking to the ref, making sure you're on the right side. Like he was just there, just ready for the play, not totally thinking about what could and couldn't happen.
Yeah.
And he was offsides, and we got the W.
Yeah, we got the W. So on to Atlanta, to the Super Bowl, and now we're going to go to the NFC Championship game. This was another one. Talk about controversy galore. The Los Angeles Rams and the New Orleans Saints, they play. This was quite the game. Another good game. The Rams, they came out in the first half like they were scared. I won't say the whole first half, probably like the first 20 minutes they were playing scared. They looked like rookies out there. Like this was their first time.
Yeah, yep. The game kind of felt like when the Saints beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a shutout for first half, and then things started rolling. And I just didn't like the feel for the game for the Saints just because the Rams are a high-powered offense. They're a great team. They're going to figure it out at some point in the game.
Yeah, and the Rams, they couldn't capitalize on anything. You get an interception on the Rams' first possession of the game, and you get it deep in your territory, and you guys kick a field goal. You don't get the ball in the end zone. You had numerous chances in the red zone to get touchdowns, and they kick field goals. And Steve Young always says, when you kick a field goal, that just increases your chances of losing the game.
Yeah, definitely, especially in football.
Yeah.
Especially in football, because QBs only go out there to get touchdowns. That's it. Now, if you get field goals, cool, but they're not happy about getting a field goal. They're happy for the points, but they're not happy for getting a field goal because it shows that they couldn't get it done in that drive.
Yeah, and it was shocking too because there was one of the possessions the guy dropped the touchdown. He had it in his hands and then he just dropped it. But that was a big play. And then you got to give the Rams defense credit. They actually in the postseason they've actually been playing well in the postseason. They couldn't handle Kamara, and for some reason the Saints they kind of shifted away from their running game in that game.
Yeah, I mean it shows by the stats. Ingram only had 9 carries for 31 yards, so you put so much on Breeze. He's throwing the ball 40 times for 249, 2 touchdowns. That's good, but it's not good enough to win a playoff game when you need to have both parts of your offense being balanced.
Yeah, you definitely need a bit. And Drew Brees, he hasn't been playing well the back end of the season since week. I think it's week 10 or 11. He hasn't been playing well. He's just been like up and down, and it showed. And also, what was up with the Rams play calling? They get a deep 45-yard reception to Ted Ginn. There was about 2 minutes and some change left, and they don't run the ball. They should have made the Rams use their timeouts, and they had the 2-minute warning coming up. But they didn't run the ball. They wanted to pass. So
honestly, all these new teams in these situations for the first time, I feel like they just aren't ready for the moment. There's so much detail you have to focus on when these moments are like that, and I feel like someone dropped the ball.
Yeah, and they definitely couldn't even stop Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks, 7 catches, 107 yards. What was the shocker for me was Todd Gurley and lack there of playing time, because I saw him the first possession when he dropped the pass that got intercepted, and then he wasn't really in the game. He wasn't really getting in the game. He was on the sideline the majority of the game, and I was thinking, what are the Rams doing? That's their best offensive player. Why is he still on the bench? And I was surprised they won it with him only having 4 carries, but it was shocking.
Yeah, that's just something that shouldn't happen. He's like one of your franchise players.
Yeah.
He averages 2 touchdowns a game almost, and you got CJ with 16 carries, 44 yards. I'm sure after the 8th, 10th carry, you should have realized that CJ wasn't going to give it to you this game.
Yeah.
And you should have put Todd in there.
Yeah, it was rare, especially in the red zone. When they had the chance, when they was down 17-20, they had a chance. They were in the red zone, and they didn't bring him in at once. They didn't bring him in at all for any of those red zone possessions when they could have taken a 24-20 lead. So they kicked the field goal to tie the game, and then now the Saints get the ball back and march down. And then we got the most obvious The most obvious pass interference, helmet to helmet, illegal contact. There was 3 different flags you could have thrown on that, and they just whiffed.
Well, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like since like replay and review has been like thrown in here, not instant replay, but reviewing these calls have been thrown in. The refs don't pay attention as much as they should, I feel like. I feel even college football, because you're allowed to lose now 1 or 2 games, there's always 1 or 2 lost teams in the playoff now compared to like 3 teams going undefeated. Because there's so much, you know what I mean? I want to say the standard is higher. With everything, I feel like. All this replay stuff is just dumbing, I want to say watering down.
Yeah. It's annoying. It slows down the game, too, because sometimes you're like, why are we reviewing this? We all saw that. That's pass interference. That was a catch, especially when it's determining if it's a catch or not. We see it. It's like, that's a catch, man. Why are you guys reviewing that? But geez. I mean, the Saints fans, they have every right to be mad. The Saints have it. But, you know, they've been coming out like sore losers. You could say that cost you the game, but to me, that didn't cost you the game.
He could have fumbled the next possession. Breeze could have fumbled the snap. Like, who knows what could have happened? I get it. Your chances are higher because you get the, you know what I mean, get the penalty and the yards. But who's to say that they would have won that game?
Yeah.
But my thing is, they try to make they do all this extra stuff to make the game better, quote unquote. Yeah. Why isn't the game better?
Yeah. And people complain most of the time about all this, the disparity, because after Sunday's games, what were people talking about? The referees, those missed calls. And we should be talking about the game. And also we should be talking about the Saints and the opportunities that they had because, once again, they got the ball in overtime first. And they turned it over. So they have nobody to blame but themselves for that loss. They missed a call, it happens. They miss a call every game. In the Pats game, there was a pick play. There was a pick play that went for a big yardage at a crucial time of the game. The refs didn't call that, but you know the Pats aren't.
But I get both sides. I get both sides. Just because there's so many refs, there's so many resources for you to get that call right.
Yeah.
Why don't you get it right? You change things in the game so you can get all these calls right, and you still don't get things
And you would
right.
think this is the things that should be reviewable.
Yeah, that's a reviewable thing.
These are the ones that should be reviewable. And now for the Saints, you got Michael Thomas going on Twitter bringing out this rule that the commissioner can make them play the game again if something feels like they were unfair or got cheated, something like that. He put it on Twitter. He put the rule down, and now there's a petition on Change.org to have the game replayed. I'm like, all right, you guys are now doing the most. But you guys lost. Face it, you guys lost. Your quarterback didn't play well. Your offense didn't play well. Your defense didn't do enough to stop them. So you guys just need to suck it up and wait till next year.
Yeah, because you can't, I want to say, duplicate that same situation ever. So just take the L and move on, unfortunately.
A lot of people saying this is probably one of the most egregious non-call ever. But I've seen, to me, the 2 worst ones I've ever seen was the Ravens 49ers Super Bowl when Michael Crabtree got held in the red zone with about 10 seconds left or something left in the game. He got held. You saw the guy holding his shirt and they didn't call a flag. And the other one was Tampa Bay and St. Louis, 1999 or 2000 NFC Championship game. Burt Emanuel, he caught the pass, and it wasn't a catch because he used the ground. That one, those are the 2 most egregious ones. Also, the tuck rule.
Man, there were so many no calls.
There's so many egregious ones, but those 2 are the ones that stood out.
But this one was bad, though.
Yeah, this one was bad.
And we live in a world where everybody has a voice.
Yeah.
So that is more people voicing their opinion about this call, so it even blows it even bigger blows it up even bigger.
Definitely. And also what's been getting a lot of talk about is the overtime rule. People are complaining about the overtime rule, saying it's unfair, saying both offenses should get the chance to score. And I heard this on a couple of radio. A lot of people are only saying that because the Patriots won.
Yeah, it's a fact.
And you can't deny it. It's because the Patriots won. People are saying they didn't get the chance to see Patrick Mahomes. But this is what I've been saying since this whole topic has been discussed. Don't change the rule. Defense get paid too. The defense did make a stop, but they want to be undisciplined and line up off sides. And how about you stop him on third down? 3 times you had a chance. Third and long, too. And it wasn't 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 10. They had numerous chances to stop them, and they didn't. So they're not going to change. They should not change the rule because of that. Maybe defense stop somebody. How about that one?
I said it earlier. I agree because that's how I personally feel about it. Because they're sick of Tom Brady, they're sick of Belichick, they're sick of the Patriots, they're sick of how us as Patriots fans act across America. Because we're obnoxious.
Yeah, very.
And I get it, but I feel like America wanted to see the Chiefs win.
Yeah.
And it would have been a nice, great, wholesome story. The Chiefs versus the Rams, but we're Darth Vader. We gotta destroy all that. I don't care about none of that.
Yeah, because you saw it play out in both games. Nobody's talking about how the Saints got the ball first in the overtime in their game and they turned it over. The Rams defense made a play. So no, you can't be complaining about overtime rules because the team you wanted to win didn't get the chance.
And another thing, I'm sick of y'all people in America talking about us Pats being too good. We haven't been that good for that long compared to how bad we were. Our whole life. Yeah. So let's understand that shit. Come on.
I know, especially those New Yorkers. I can't stand damn New Yorkers. Y'all got all those. Y'all keep bringing up however many World Series the Yankees won. So I mean, y'all get over it. But yeah, they shouldn't change the overtime rules for that because make it stop. And hey, it ain't our fault. It ain't the offense's fault that your defense can't make a stop. So hey. Oh well, but let's get some early reviews of the Super Bowl. Rams, Patriots. The storylines of this is crazy. There's so many storylines to this because you got the 2 vets, Belichick and Brady, against the 2 young bucks, the up and coming young bucks. You got a rematch of I forget what number Super Bowl. I think it was Super Bowl 36. I think I don't remember.
Back when Reed coached the Eagles.
No, Mike Martz coached the Rams.
Oh, my bad. I'm bugging. My bad. Oops.
Yeah. We got a rematch of that. This Spygate stories, because they said the Patriots taped the Rams walkthrough during that Super Bowl. We got that going on. We got Eric Dickerson going on TV saying they're gonna get us. The Rams are gonna get him because they owe us one. Because he feels like the Patriots cheated in that Super Bowl. That's still a thing. So it's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on. First thoughts. What's your first thoughts?
I didn't know about all that extra stuff. I haven't really been keeping up with all of it. I've been keeping up with, the old versus new, things like that, old versus young. I mean, it's going to be interesting for TV. Yeah. And we're going to see. We're going to see if the old regime is still on top or the young bucks. Yeah. They have the formula. Yeah. That's really what it comes down to. But Belichick isn't past his time as a coach. No. It's just showing the one way. It's like Old Testament, New Testament.
Yeah. You put it that way. And also there's the Boston-LA thing. And once again, this is the first time because the Red Sox beat the Dodgers and now the Patriots in LA. So this is the first time two LA teams. Different sports are playing in the championship.
It's real good for TV.
Yeah, it's good for TV. And the key right now, the keys for this game, I always say, I've been saying this all along, Todd Gurley. That is the key for the Patriots, Todd Gurley. You got to stop him. He's the engine that makes that team go. You got to make Jared Goff beat you. And also don't forget Brandon Cooks. Remember last time we saw him in the Super Bowl, he was asleep. Yeah. He fell asleep. so maybe he's got a little motivation because he didn't fully finish last year's Super Bowl. And the Patriots traded him, so he's got a little motivation. But yeah, I think that right now the Patriots have to make. My first thought is the Patriots have to make Jared Goff beat them.
I can see that just because the run, that continuous pounding from Todd Gurley, he's gonna open something up and get a big run. And Goff shows that when he throws the ball a lot, he's not that good. Yeah. And you play against the Pats, man. Like Brady, he just needs to show up. Michelle needs to just be productive. Like we just have to have a nice balanced game plan. and we're gonna be all right.
That's one thing I was gonna say earlier. So Sony Michel right now, he's been the MVP for the Patriots in this postseason
He got like
too.
5 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think he's like
most touchdowns for a rookie ever in the playoffs.
Yeah, and he's number 30th. He's the 30th on NFL all time for touchdowns.
Oh,
he's
man.
like number 30 for I think rushing touchdowns.
Rookie,
yeah, he's rookie.
Man,
Yeah,
how you
so
gonna follow that up?
so yeah, he's gonna be key to the Patriots and the Patriots offensive line. That gotta be a key because the Rams defensive front, what's the other guy's name? Flowers and Aaron Donald. Those three, they've actually been giving the teams problems. They gave Dallas problems, and they definitely gave the Saints a lot of issues. So that early on, that's my first thoughts. But we're gonna have more analysis about this game next week as it proceeds. But right now it's Super Bowl 53, Patriots, Rams. So we're excited. Hope you guys are too. And other NFL news: the Chiefs, after the loss, they fired their defensive coordinator.
Okay.
They fired the defensive coordinator, Bob Sutton. I mean, when you got the 31st ranked defense, when you're at the bottom of the list in a lot of categories in the defense, I don't think.
That's why I hit you with the okay. Like I watched the game the other day. I'm not surprised. Hope you get a call, brother.
Yeah, hope so too. You know, this reminds me. I think this was 2009 or 2010. When West Virginia and Clemson played, and I think it was the Orange Bowl, and West Virginia I think put up 50-something points on them. I think they put 52 points on them on Clemson, and right after that game, Clemson fired everyone on defense. They fired their entire defensive staffs. This is what's similar to them.
Yeah, and they were just mad at somebody. They just had to get somebody out of there. And
yeah.
He was the one you probably pointing the finger at.
But it's crazy. They had one of the best pass rushes in the league. I think they led the league in sacks.
Pass rushers?
Pass rush.
Oh, pass rush as a team? Oh.
Yeah, as a team.
Then I don't know what to tell you then. Like, I don't know, I think when guys get fired, I always feel like it's more than just their performance out there on the field or how they coach. I always feel there's something behind closed doors and relationships and things like that.
Yeah.
So.
Plus, he old too.
I was gonna say, yeah, man, he got them. Yeah, he got some bliss decks up there. I know he hurting.
Yeah, sorry, son. Maybe a college team will hire you.
I mean, he'll be all right. He'll get a job somewhere.
He just need to retire, man. You too old. You too old to be coaching.
He paid too, like.
Especially in Kansas City. Maybe he's happy to get out of Kansas City because it get cold out there. You know, for a guy that age, you don't need to be in the cold anymore. And in other NFL news, the Philadelphia Eagles, they got some Carson Wentz drama. So a couple of days ago, there were some anonymous players or anonymous people in the organization. They told some magazine that Carson Wentz is hard to deal with. He's a little bit of a drama queen, and he on offense sometimes he doesn't call the plays that are called in or something like that. My thing is when people do these anonymous quotes, why don't you just put your name on it? If you really feel that way about a person, put your name on it. Don't be anonymous and say that, because now it's going to be like, now Carson Wentz is going to look at everybody sideways like, okay. Exactly. And then you'll be surprised when he requests for a trade. They'll be like, oh, we don't know why he would request a trade. I'm like, well, you got anonymous guys saying this about him. So if you're going to say something negative about a person, put your name on it. Don't be anonymous.
Yeah, man. These guys is clowns for saying that. Yeah. That's what I consider a clown. You can't say it to somebody's face. Don't say it at all, especially if you're going to say it to be publicized for America to see. Yeah. Like, that's just dumb. Like, and, like, those are petty comments. Yeah. Like, drama queen, this, that, and the third. Like, what happened to loyalty to your teammates regardless how you feel about them as people? Yeah. Like, keep everything in-house. And
you know what's crazy thing? They weren't saying none of this when last season, when he was playing at MVP level, because if he didn't get hurt that season, if he didn't get hurt the 2017 season, he was gonna be the MVP because he missed the last 4-5 games because he tore his ACL. But that entire season, he was the MVP of the league, and so I mean, why weren't you saying it then? Why weren't you saying it then? Because Nick Foles came in and played and filled in properly, but you weren't saying it when he was playing well.
But we live in a world where a lot of people are fair-weathered people as well. They ride the wave when it's going well, and then when it's rough, they want to point fingers and whisper behind people's backs.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even want to be that guy's teammate.
Me.
If the guy worked for, or I could coach, I wouldn't want to play for him either. Like, it's just, I respect people that could just tell me the brunt to my face, and then we'll figure out what to do with it there, and then we'll move on. But
and you know what the saying is: the backup quarterback is always the most popular guy. But I don't. If we could be honest, Nick Foles did not play well in the postseason. He didn't play well. Besides 2-3 drives that he did, he didn't play all that great. And that Super Bowl run, that was an anomaly. That I can guarantee you, we'll probably never see somebody do that again. A backup quarterback to do something like that again, because Nick Foles is just—he's not that good. He's a solid quarterback to have, but he's just not that guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's some starting quarterbacks in the league who aren't that guy. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. Yeah. He just needs to stay in Philly.
Yeah, he needs to stay.
And just ride that wave as long as he can.
Definitely. We talked about that last week. And our last NFL news, Larry Fitzgerald, he's coming back for year number 16.
My guy.
But I just feel bad for him because he's the team, the franchise is sorry. It's like you would think a guy like that, somebody would want to get him to put him on a contender because he can't contribute to a championship team.
I mean, he might have told them that, or they might have asked him, like, how do you feel about playing for us next year? Do you want us to move you? He might have just said, I'll stay here. Yeah. He seems like a loyal guy.
Yeah.
He's a professional.
All this stuff he's been through with that organization, he's loyal, because I would have left 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. But, you know, that's a true professional right there. And I think he'll be going in the top 10 categories in catches and yards, too, at some point.
And he's probably treated like a king out there in Arizona, man. Like, what's really going out there in Arizona?
It's hot, too, so nice weather. California. LA's a couple hours away.
Yeah, like.
So, yeah, well, that's about it. We're going to go to Craig. Craig in the Fantasy No Huddle. Craig, he's gonna give us a little, his analysis of the upcoming Super Bowl. So, off to Craig we go, and then we're going to come back, talk some NBA.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to No Huddle here on After the Whistle. My name's Craig. You may recognize me from my show, The Flex, that airs Wednesday nights at 9. Check me out on my Instagram page, _Craig.awesome. But, you know, here we'll talk about the upcoming Super Bowl, baby. Patriots, Rams. It's a rematch, baby, and I am excited. If you're not excited, then you don't love football, because this is going to be such a great game. You have the two best teams in the NFL going up against each other, and I literally mean that. That was the best part about this whole playoffs, is the teams that made it to the playoffs were actually the best teams in the league. That doesn't always happen. You don't always get the best teams collectively in the playoffs. There's always that team that has the 8-8 record, but everybody else in their league, in their division is terrible, so they get to squeeze in. No, it didn't happen this year. Just the best teams in the league playing to reach the goal of Super Bowl. And who makes it? The Rams, with Jared Goff and that young coach just calling the most incredible plays. People are going to say they got there on a technicality, but I don't care about technicalities. The game is the game. And the Rams are in the bowl game, and they're going up against you know who. That's right, TB12 and the New England Patriots. It's going to be awesome. And with that being said, what I think for both teams, what they need to do to win this game. For the Rams, if they want to win this game, it's going to be about Aaron Donald. It's going to be about Ndamukong Suh. And can they get to Brady? Can they put hands on Brady? It's not about sacking Brady. It's about rushing Brady, forcing him to throw the ball before he wants to. It's about making contact with Brady and putting him on his butt so that he gets frustrated. Because as an avid Brady fan, you know that when Brady gets frustrated, he doesn't play as well. And right now, Brady is playing like a man possessed because he is sick. He's not sick and tired of it. I was going to say sick and tired of it, but I'm going to push that comment to the side. He loves being underrated. You know, even being called the greatest of all time, people still will say, oh, man, Brady's falling off. He's not the same. He's not as good. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Because he's in the Super Bowl, playing the game to decide who is the best again for the 4th time in 5 years. So if he's falling off, then everybody else is falling further because he is at the top. Everybody else is underneath. So if he's not playing well, they're playing terrible. So if they can get to Tom Brady, that will be the key to them getting the victory in the Super Bowl. For the Patriots, it's going to be about attacking the middle of the field where the linebackers are, because the Rams linebackers, they're mediocre at best. They're not high quality, you know? If you attack the middle of the field, you got to find Gronk, put Gronk on the outside, have Edelman, Dorsett, James White, crossing that middle. Get that ball, short dumps. Everything should be inside of 10 yards. If the Patriots drive the ball little by little down the field, they can get this victory. They'll wear down that defense, and they'll come home with the championship. So those are my opinions for the victories of either team. My name is Craig. This is No Huddle on After the Whistle, but check me out on my show Wednesday nights at 9, The Flex. And until then, have a great night.
All right, thanks, Craig. And we back. Time for some NBA talk. Mellow Man got traded to the Chicago Bulls for some cash, and the Bulls are gonna waive him because they've said they're gonna waive him. The Rockets did it to open up space because they picked up Kenneth Faried, who we'll combine these two. The Rockets picked up Kenneth Faried, but Melo, where does he go from here, man? Where does he go from here?
I don't know. I heard people saying he might go to the Lakers. I heard he might sit out this season and then do that move after the season. Not this year, but I don't know, man. Like a lot of other people saying he had a good career, so I still think he can fit on the team.
Yeah,
My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think he could definitely contribute to a team, but
it's just him and the team have to come to a mutual agreement, understanding of what his role will be.
Yeah,
like he's not the star. They don't want you to be the star, Melo. That's just how the league is nowadays. They got younger guys, and you got to just be like the elder statesman that can still play.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. So kind of like the older brother to the young guys, showing them the ropes, but you can still produce rather than just being an old head on the bench.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, hey, you getting paid not to show up for work, so I mean, he's collecting quite the checks. I'm sure he'd want to play, but I mean, you know, sometimes you gotta go back to the lab and refine some things. But the Rockets with the pickup of Kenneth Faried, that was an interesting pickup. I forgot he was still in the league.
Touche.
Yeah. When I saw that, I didn't know he was on Brooklyn Nets this entire season. He was stashed away on their bench, but I did not. This is a guy who was up here as one of, he was a solid player in the league, not a star, but he was a solid player, and then he's just to the back burner.
His skill never really improved. Like, he's a great energy guy running the floor, but when you get him in the half court, what does he really do for you? Like, and they need him for energy. The Rockets could use him all over the place.
Yeah, especially the Rockets. They got so many people hurt. Everybody's hurt. Clint Capella, I think he's out for a couple weeks. He had surgery on his thumb or something. Okay. He's out for a couple weeks. Lord knows when Chris Paul's going to come back. I think Eric Gordon, he's there, but he's not as healthy as he should be. And yeah, it's just that this is why Harden's scoring all those points. They really have They don't got nobody.
No, I really don't. Hopefully they can just fight through this, and when they get their guys back, they can be somewhat in the playoff. I mean, somewhat high in the playoff race, because they're going to go to the playoffs.
Yeah,
they're going to be all right.
Yeah, they'll be fine. Also, DeMarcus Cousins returned last Friday. That he's played 3 games now. He looks fine. He looks fine. He had his explosion. He fouled out the first game though. His first game back,
he used all them, all 6 of those things.
He fouled out, but watching him is interesting because he actually fits this team. He can play with these guys, and he's that low post presence that they've always needed. Just a guy that could get rebounds, and he could hit open threes too. So there's a lot of ways they can use him.
Boogie, my guy, he like my favorite center in the league. So I'm just happy to see him back. And like I said, he's big and he can shoot that thing too. So it's like, how do you cover all of them now when you got their 5 that could also shoot the 3 occasionally? They're not going to be getting too many of them, but it's just tough. It's just hard to cover them now. So and you can throw it into the post now. He can get you 25, 30 if you need him to, but you don't need him to. So it's like, pick your poison.
Unless he's playing with like the second unit and stuff, he'll be the focal point. Because he's starting, but
now it's just like, pick your poison. Like how you want him to kill you.
Speaking of the Warriors, you see Steph slip and slide the other day?
Nah, I actually see it online. And I seen his quote saying God didn't want him to do it. Yeah. Try to catch a bag or something. I missed it.
It was Shackton. That was Shackton. It wasn't bad that he slipped. He slipped, and then he got the ball in the corner. He airballed the 3. So it was a terrible sequence for him. It was the airball was just like, oh my God, Steph, you got to sit down. you got to sit down. Yeah, it was one of those. One of those you kind of got to take yourself out the game for a couple minutes.
So did he try to dump the ball?
He was going to. Now,
what was so different about this attempt than his other? Because he dunked the ball a couple times in games before. So like, what was so different about this one? He tried to like lift off like LeBron or something.
He was going up. He was trying to do the 2-hand.
Oh, okay.
But he slipped. They said there was a hockey game played earlier. But it was hilarious. It was just bad.
He's 6'3", bro. Yeah. Can't put that in there.
Yeah, it was bad. Couple more NBA stories. I know this guy told me to stop heckling you Kyrie Irving haters, but we're gonna talk about him for a little bit. Since he had his little diva moment a couple weeks ago, calling out his teammates and publicly calling out his teammates, then calling LeBron and all this other nonsense. Kyrie Irving should never talk. He shouldn't talk.
No.
He shouldn't talk. Anytime he talks, I'm just like, bro, what are you doing? But he's been backing up his play the past couple games. He had a career high in assists a couple of days ago with 18 assists. The other day he had a career high in steals with 8 steals a game. So he's actually now showing his leadership on the court. He's stopped talking and leading. And these guys have been playing better.
Yeah. I totally agree with what you just said. And I feel like he's finally comfortable with the Celtics and with the organization because, he still had to figure the team out, figure the coaching styles out. Now he's just playing. Yeah. And he's doing some things, setting little records for himself.
Yeah.
And all that jibber jabber and talking, it just makes it worse for you nowadays because they construe your words, they manipulate everything. So it's just, all you had to say was, I've been around longer and I've been in bigger games. Yeah. And the story wouldn't have been that much of an issue, you know what I mean? But, you live and learn, and he's also learning how to be a leader as well since, when he was with the Cavs, he wasn't getting many W's, and then when LeBron came, LeBron showed him how to win. Yeah. So.
Yes, plus when he was with the Cavs, there were so many young, they were all young, so you can't have a team full of young players and expect them to know how to lead a team.
And about heckling them people, sometimes you just can't convince or change ignorance, man. Some people just say whatever is to say whatever and think they know the game, but can't even get you 2 layups in a row.
Yeah, at that point, I was just trolling. At that point, I'm just trolling.
I know.
Our last NBA news before we go to Athletes Corner, it was the anniversary of Kobe's 81 points against the Raptors the other day. I didn't watch this game. I remember when it happened because I go to school the next day and people were talking about 81 points, and I didn't think it was real. I was like, yeah, right.
I watched it.
And then I go online, I see it, then I saw the highlights. I'm like, oh man, okay, you guys are some sorry.
Man, I think I was in college. I forgot what year I was, but we was at a party. big old flat screen, and we just happened to see Kobe just killing, and then we seen the stat line, the party just kind of ended, and we was watching the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you seen that commercial? You know, the Jalen Rose when I was watching, watching, I forget what show on TV, I think ESPN or something in the morning.
The
and they were saying,
Get Up?
I think so. They were saying that like only 18 of those points were scored on Jalen Rose. So like, a lot of people thought he got 81 buckets on him. Like,
My thing is, after a person got 50, you think you want to get the ball out of his hand? Or you want to throw a double team at him or something? They weren't even double teaming him. That was the crazy thing. They were just leaving him one-on-one the whole time. And I'm like, okay, when the guy got it going, you think you want to get the ball out of his hand. And the crazy thing is, that game, they were down the majority of the game. Even when he was doing all that scoring, they were still down.
That's why I didn't double him.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't have to. You know what I mean? But they ended up winning, right?
Yeah, they won.
They ended up winning, yep.
Yeah, and I think the next highest to that was Devin Booker a couple years ago with the 72 or 70 points.
Yeah.
However much he had. But yeah,
That
just a little
was
nugget.
That was versus us, right?
Unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
man.
but we won the game. what is it? Lost the battle, won the war?
Yeah,
Yeah. All right, this Athletes Corner, we talked to Johnny DiFilippo of the Lynn Jets. Guy scored his 100th career point a couple weeks ago, so we talked to him. He's our first hockey player. Yeah, so we diverse here. We cover all sports. All right, Athletes Corner, we're going to come back and we're going to wrap this thing up. Hello. Welcome to another edition of the Athletes Corner segment for After the Whistle. We got a special guest, record setter for the Lynn Jets, forward, senior, Mr. John DiFilippo. What's going on, sir?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing good.
But before we get to all that, first, you guys had a big win last night over Somerville. Let's talk about that. How was that game for you guys?
It was a whole team effort. We got scoring from everyone, so it was a good team win.
Yeah, you guys been raking up the points the past couple games.
Yeah.
As a collective group. There's been games where more than one guy have scored multiple goals in the game. So how's that been?
That's been good because we can't always rely on one line or a couple of guys. So when people are scoring, it's always good.
Yeah, but so far you guys got 7-2-1 record right now.
Yeah.
Well, in those losses that you guys had, what was the difference between in those losses and the wins?
I'd probably say we weren't playing the full game. We played good first two periods, but didn't come out in the third, and it cost us the game.
Yeah. Now, how were you guys able to learn from those?
We just gotta know we gotta come out in the third, just like we came out in the first and second, and if we finish games, we'll come out on top.
Yeah, you guys came into the season with a lot of expectations because of the success you guys had last season. You guys were almost there. You guys almost got there to the finals. So how was that when you guys coming back into the season, just knowing that you guys were so close, but you guys are back once again, have a chance again?
Yeah, it definitely doesn't sit well, but we know we can get back there if we work hard, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. Now let's talk about you. 100 career points. That's quite the feat to accomplish. So, talk about that.
It was definitely good to get, but teammates helped me out a lot, setting me up. I'm setting that up, so it was pretty good.
Now, are you the first, or I don't know what
I believe I am the second. My line mate got it last year.
Okay,
in the playoffs.
So two of you guys now, you got 200 point guys on that. I mean, that's quite the feat to have. Just especially for your senior season, just talk about that, the way you're going out, setting a record for yourself.
Yeah, it's good to set a record in the last year. So now I can focus on just trying to win games and make a run in the state tournament. So that's good.
Yeah, the season, we're halfway in there. Positives, negatives. What's some of the that you think of?
Positives. We're really gelling now. The team's really coming together. We're all buying in, and I guess the only negative is it's coming to an end. So that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. Now, what is it about this team that's so special? What is it that makes you guys play very well? Because you guys are one of the best teams in the state.
I'd probably say it's because we've been playing together for so long. A lot of us grew up around here, and we've been playing youth hockey. And then, we've been all playing together for years now.
Yeah. How long have you been, playing on the Lynn Jets?
This is my fourth year, but before I played youth hockey in Lynn, so ever since I was 6.
Yeah. And fourth year, you started all 4 years, or?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Now, that's another thing to be proud of, starting from day one. What was that like? What was that?
It was definitely good. It was a little different coming in as a freshman, getting used to the fast pace of the game. But after a year or so, you get used to it, and you start to play with those guys out there.
Yeah. Now who are some of your other teammates that's really been a key for this team this year? That's kind of kept you guys together.
Definitely Andrew Patry. He took the role of a senior last year. He graduated and he really stepped up this year, and he's been putting in some goals, and we couldn't have won some of these games without him.
Yeah, your goalie too. He's had quite the season. He had games where he had probably like 20 saves in the game, or 16 saves in the game. So, what's that like, just having a guy back there that you guys know?
It's definitely, it gives us some confidence, because last year he came in as a defenseman and we needed him to step up, and he did, and he brought us to the North semi last year. So he's really been playing well so far this season, and all props to him.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Was last year his first time ever playing goalie?
Yeah, that was his first time.
Yeah, it was because you guys needed a goalie, correct?
Yeah.
Were you shocked at how good he was right away?
Absolutely, yeah. He's a natural.
Yeah, that's true. So you guys coming down to the stretch, who some of the opponents you guys faces, what are you guys gonna have to do to make sure you guys are locked in with some of the upcoming games?
We're definitely gonna have to play physical. That's kind of our game. We're gonna have to play better in the defensive zone, and offense. We just gotta keep doing what we're doing and keep scoring goals.
Yeah, you guys are quite sound defensively, because last night's game, last night was Wednesday, January 16th, so this is going to be posted later. But you guys 7-4, and you guys jumped out on them early. So what was the moment you guys felt like you guys had control of it? Was it from the get-go, or was it at some point in the game?
It was definitely from the get-go. Right when that first shift, we got pucks deep, we got all over them, and I knew we could win this game.
Yeah. So you still got everything going on, the season's going on, but also you got to look forward to the future. What do you hope to happen for the future? College, playing in college? Or?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm looking at colleges right now. I might consider pursuing, maybe trying to play somewhere for hockey. We'll see what happens, but right now I'm kind of focused on this season, making a run.
Yeah, definitely. Now, how do you guys, won last night, so how are you guys getting prepared practice today? How are you going to get focused for your next opponent? What's the key for you guys for the next opponent?
We're going to have to put the work in today. We're going to have to skate hard, get some good passing going, get the puck moving, and just be ready to go Saturday. It's a big game. Yeah,
definitely. And also just talk about Lynn in general with some of the other hockey teams. St. Mary's got a good one going on there. Just talk about how you guys kind of are the premier hockey teams in league. You St. Mary's.
Yeah, it's good. It's good we have a lot of hockey around here. I grew up here and I've been playing hockey here for years now, so it's good to see that we have all these good teams around here, so it's good to see.
Yeah, definitely. Now, who are you gu's playing this coming Saturday?
Gloucester.
Gloucester, they're one of the top teams.
Yeah, they're one of the better teams we play this year.
Okay, and what's the difference from them? If you guys watched the film on them, what's the difference from this year to last year?
They definitely lost some guys last year, but they're still a good team, and they still put up points on the board. So we got to be ready to go for that.
Mm-hmm. And what do you guys need to do on the defensive end to slow them down?
We got to get pucks out when we can. We can't not get them out and let them get scoring opportunities. So if we have a chance to get the puck out, we got to get it out.
Yeah, definitely. Well, man got 100 career points. They got a nice little winning streak going on here. They're 7-2-1. You guys playing at the Connery rink?
Yeah, no, this Saturday is actually in Gloucester.
It's in Gloucester. So. Ooh. Yeah, that's the truth.
That is the truth.
That's the truth. So make sure you guys go check them out. By the way, is Joe Gunning still on there?
Yes, sir.
Mr. G? Mr. G,
yeah.
Tell him Mukala says hi.
I'll let him know.
Yeah, he used to be my basketball coach in elementary school.
Let him know.
Me and him go way back. All right, man. Well, congratulations on everything, man. Good luck. Good luck the rest of the season. I'm sure we'll see you guys back here, make that state tournament run like you guys did last season. So, all right, guys. Thank John for coming here. He got to go to practice. That's why we got to get up out of here. But I want to thank him. You guys been watching Athletes Corner. We'll see you guys. All right, thanks, John and the Lynn Jets. Good luck to them the rest of the season. They're pretty good, though. They're good. All right, we got a few things. We got about 9-10 minutes left, so we're gonna run through a couple things. Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, one of the most ridiculous Major League Baseball is just ridiculous. So they announced their Hall of Famers yesterday, and of course, Barry Bonds didn't get in, or Roger Clemens did not get in, which makes absolutely no sense.
That's a tough one, because, they want to keep people that are pure in the Hall of Fame, and then when you stop messing with steroids and with the PEDs, everything's called, it's kind of like tarnishing. They feel it's tarnishing your image and your legacy. I feel after a while, just get them in because they were great players before these PEDs and steroids and all that. Barry Bonds was the man before his head was this big and his body was this big.
Barry Bonds was like 7-time MVP before even that, and was it 7-time MVP? Or so, he did. I think it was 7-time league MVP or something, and he had like over 800 home runs or something like that. So his numbers before the PEDs was already ridiculous, but to leave him out is it's a personal thing. It's literally a personal thing.
I mean, from what I saw, I don't know him personally, but he doesn't come off as the nicest guy.
That's what everybody says.
And then it's like, all right, if people think you're arrogant, and then you get caught doing steroids, and then you were great, they're gonna be like, you know what? Now we know how to hurt him.
Yeah. Roy Halladay got in. He was a good pitcher, but I mean, rest his soul. But they were saying that his death kind of played a role in him getting into it.
I mean, we live in the world with the sympathy helps you, so I don't really even touch that.
Yeah.
I mean, the NBA lets anybody in the Hall of Fame half the time, so it's like.
Yeah. But yeah, Major League Baseball for them. Some of the guys they're not letting in for personal reasons is kind of ridiculous. And I mean, these voters, these Baseball Hall of Fame writers and voters, they should be ashamed of themselves for even letting their personal feelings get in the way of having someone be in the Hall of Fame.
My thing is, though, why writers and people who don't really compete or play even have control on who gets put into the Hall of Fame? Yeah, I just don't understand it. I don't care you've been writing for 6 or 7 years. That doesn't make you, I won't say adequate or, to be able to tell me I don't belong in the Hall of Fame because you feel a certain way about me, but my numbers show you clearly that I'm one of the best to ever play.
Yeah. I mean, and then Mariano Rivera, I think he was unanimous. Mariano Rivera,
really? I was actually looking forward to finding out last night, but I forgot what channel they were going to say it on, so I just wasn't even trying to search for it.
Yeah, my guy, Rob Parker, he was giving me the scoop.
That's dope, though.
Yeah, so.
He should have been.
Yeah, he should have been, and there's
a lot of people that should have been.
But there's a lot of issues with Major League Baseball in their Hall of Fame, the way they do things.
It's dumb.
Yeah, very dumb. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. It's dumb. It's dumb. There was a boxing match this past weekend. Manny Pacquiao versus Adrian Broner, 40-year-old versus 29-year-old, and the 40-year-old won because the 29-year-old, I don't know what.
That looked like a whooping. That ain't no boxing, man. That's a whooping.
How you gonna go in a fight and not even? What kind of strategy did you have going in the fight? It was like he just was like, I think he just got in it for the money for that fight. It was a money grab for him.
I mean, for you to talk crazy in all these interviews, and for you to not even throw enough punches, like to even kind of win.
Yeah, when he told Jim Gray he'd beat him up, you heard his response?
No.
Jim Gray was like, "Oh, that wouldn't be that impressive," or something like that. It was like sarcastic. It was just like.
I mean, then it's like Bronner's talking about you from the hood and all this. I've been to the Philippines. Pacquiao's from the gutter. Mm-hmm. Like, granted, we got, I want to say, people that come through hard struggles in America, but the Philippines struggle, that's a whole other struggle.
Yeah. But yeah, Broner, what's sad is at one point he was going the right way. He was projecting to be one of the top fighters in the league, and then he got money, and then he just started acting a fool. So money will do that to you. We can't get into the other stuff. The AP Top 25 for men's and women's. Quickly, the number one for men's now is Tennessee. This is the first time they've been number one in a long time, which. Michigan lost to Wisconsin over the weekend, and Duke from that loss they had. But But it's still, the top 25 is still the same, about the same as last week. And the AP Women's top 25, Notre Dame, the national champs, they're still number 1. It's still the regulars up there. Baylor, UConn is up there in the top 5. So, well, trust me, we'll have more college basketball once the NFL dies down. You know, we're getting into it. The NFL is dominating right now, and yeah, so we're gonna close this up because we got stuff here that we'd get into, but we don't got enough time. So, LynnTV.org, check us out. Facebook, Lynn Community Television. We will be back next Wednesday, and we'll have our Super Bowl analysis and predictions, and yeah, all that good stuff. So yeah, bye.